According to the San Jose Mercury News, California, climate change is the most hardest political problem the world has ever had to deal with. According to the same source, if we're to stop the rise of global temperature, it's crucial to pass the cap-and-trade legislation for a green economy. This is what I'll be discussing today. The need for cap-and-trade due to our environmental issues, how it helps solve the problem, and how much better life will be if we can pass this law. Why do we need the cap-and-trade policy? According to Toulouse Ripa of the Miami Herald, the cap-and-trade bill would cap carbon emissions and create a marketplace between companies to trade carbon emissions credits. The outcome of this has positive implications on businesses and the economy. According to Mary Brennan for Council of the State Government, the greenhouse gases greatly affect the temperature of Earth's surface, and the burning of fossil fuels increases carbon dioxide. We need to see these emissions reduced. By passing the cap-and-trade bill, we would see these emissions reduced less and less. According to Robert Frank of the New York Times, climate scientists agree the most effective way to combat global warming is to curb carbon dioxide emissions. Greenhouse gases and global warming is a serious issue that we need to address it effectively in order to keep our world preserved for the future. If we don't do something now, we will continue to have these toxins in our atmosphere. We have to take action somehow. By doing nothing, it will only create more problems for us in the future. How is cap-and-trade a solution to this issue? According to Mike Dennison of Billings Gazette, some people oppose measures to greenhouse gas emissions because they don't think it's a real problem. According to Mary Brennan with the State Council, carbon is very much a bigger issue than just power plants. Cap-and-trade is the most effective way to lower these carbon emissions. According to the same source, cap-and-trade encourages and offers people incentives to pollute less. The advantages of cap-and-trade are very obvious. By putting a cap on greenhouse gas emissions and have companies trade permits, it encourages green energy and new technological production and jobs. According to the San Jose Mercury News, California, having a cap-and-trade program is one of our most economically and resource-efficient ways to counteract greenhouse gas emissions and our environmental issues with global warming. How much better would it be if we had a cap-and-trade system put in place? According to Mary Brennan for the Council of the State Government, with this bill placing a cap on emissions and it lowering the cap as time goes on, it phases out carbon emissions. This requires that companies continue to reduce their emissions and create new technologies for clean energies. According to the San Jose Mercury News, California, this bill would actually create jobs by encouraging businesses to invest in more technologies that reduces emissions. This is already happening in California, where the overall number of green jobs is growing, and also in China, where the green sector is booming with technological advances and new jobs. It only makes sense that we would adopt this program here in the United States. It benefits everyone. It will create jobs, reduce carbon dioxide and greenhouse emissions, and most importantly, an effective system of cap-and-trade will be a way to combat global warming for a cleaner, more fuel-efficient world for the future. We must do something. The environmental issues will progressively get worse if we do not. Life would be better for us all if with less air pollution and less greenhouse gas emissions. A new clean energy economy will improve life for all people, and it will create jobs. In conclusion, I've told you about the environmental issues and the need for a cap-and-trade policy and how it can change our lives and be effective. It is very important that we support this legislation. It can be the difference in having a healthy world to live in for tomorrow and for our futures. I ask that you become active in your support for this bill in the Senate. It is important that we take action regarding environmental issues. We only have one world to live in. According to Mary Brennan with the State News for the Government, the cap-and-trade bill is simple. It offers financial incentives for people to reduce pollutants and carbon emissions. Cap-and-trade might be a beginning for a cleaner environment and a new green economy, therefore giving us better lives and hopes for a better world for tomorrow. We all need to benefit with this law being passed. Please do your part for our global environment and economy by supporting the cap and trade bill. Thank you.